Well. What do we have here? What is going on, LBHT crew? Guys, we did it. Tyler Huntley, he has arrived. Okay. That's the future. You guys feel good? You feel good about that win? Okay. Hey, it ain't pretty, but it's us. All right. Listen. You guys could not wait to talk about this game. The Ravens pulled out the win. Hey, I will give Tyler Huntley some credit, man. He pulled it out at the end. We needed that win, right? If we take that L there, it would be bad times ahead, and it still might be bad times ahead, depending on what the doctors say about Lamar Jackson's apparent knee injury there. Our sources say that it could be just a bone bruise, right? It could be a little bit more serious, but nothing indicating season ending right now. But of course, nothing's final until they get the X-rays. So,
but that is also what Harbaugh said. We know that Harbaugh is a liar.
Is that what he said?
He said it's days to weeks, but not season ending.
So days to weeks.
So we're in trouble.
Right.
We're in trouble. Look, man. The chat is already filling up. 30 people in here already. Go ahead and hit that like button. And if you are new, hit that subscribe button. MDT Sports was the first here today. He says Snoop never beat Lamar. And he right about that. He says John Harbaugh needs to get fired. Hey, Justin Phillips says Theme, Fire Harbs, and G-Roll. Hey. Todd Billin says, what's going on with this fan base? The amount of toxic behavior and ungratefulness when it comes to Lamar. These fans are starting with the Snoop talk again. Look, first of all, like Snoop, happy for Snoop. Glad we got the win. I want to make that clear. And I'll tell you what's driving this. There's one force driving this. Okay. These people right here. Right there. Okay. The gatekeepers. Level 1 gatekeepers were out there in full force today. Your boy, Kadri Ishmael. Okay. He's level 1 of the gatekeepers. He was out there as soon as Snoop threw about 3 or 4 passes. Look how he commands the offense. Oh, look how he takes command of the offense. Look how wonderful he looks, right? It wasn't just him. There was a lot of people out there just spinning that narrative. They cannot wait to just force that narrative that, hey, and look, this is an old trick. This is not new to the Ravens, right? The same thing happened to RG3 in Washington. The same thing happens to anybody, not just, any quarterback. When a team is trying to push them out, the backup gets a lot of love. When that backup comes in, they give a team a little spark because, hey, the defense ain't prepared for that guy, right? So they complete a couple passes, they get a drive going or whatnot. Over in Washington right now, speaking of Washington, Taylor Heineke, right? He comes in after the starter plays bad, and hey, it's Taylor Heineke season, right? Until Taylor Heineke comes back down to earth.
Well, yeah, because when you look at quarterbacks like that, like him, Tim Tebow, because people forget Tim Tebow came off the bench that year also.
Yeah,
right? He was the 4th string quarterback. When we talk about Lamar, it's he overthrew this player. Oh man, he missed this read. Oh man, he holds the ball too long. Oh man, he does this. Oh man, he does that. Oh, he needs to get down. He needs to not take them hits. Now Lamar's 7-4 this year. When it comes to the backup quarterback, it's just win, baby.
Yeah,
that's what's going on with Taylor Heineke. Taylor Heineke's winning games. Taylor Heineke's a trash quarterback. Everybody knows that, but they're winning games. Tim Tebow was a trash quarterback. Everybody knows that, but they won games. I mean, and look, your boy Snoop. I don't want to say that he's trash, but he ain't much better than that. but he won the game today, right?
Yeah. Let's see. Tracy says, speechless at this point. Talk to me, guys. Hey, look, we know what it is, right? We know what it is. If the Lamar detractors think that this is proof that they don't need Lamar, cool. Cool. We'll find out, because I don't think Lamar's going to play next week. We'll see. Right. If you think you can get it done this week with hard-nosed defense and running the ball and just a good enough quarterback, we'll see.
Sorry, guys. This show is now exclusively about Tim Tebow.
Our guy Suge Knight 323, who is a Steelers fan, says, "Can we not talk about Tim Tebow, please?" Yes. Bad memories for Steelers fans. NJ says, can't believe they are this blatantly sabotaging Lamar's money like this. No, I mean, listen, you can't sabotage it. If anybody believes Lamar's not going to get paid at this point, they're just that is truly hating. He is going to get the money. You don't have to believe it. He is going to get it. Shout out to Marco G for the $2 donation. It says Harb said last year Lamar is week to week. Then Lamar was out for the season. Yep, facts. Plus, he was very rude after the game when asked about the run game. Maybe be a better coach and hold your coordinators accountable for calling questionable plays. Just a thought. Yeah, okay. So, I mean, let's talk about it, right? Because I don't think anybody was satisfied with that win. Wait, what's up, Alfonso? Give shout out to a couple people here real quick. Shout out to Griff. Shout out to One Sessions. Appreciate you coming through. Yes. We got Black Daniels in the house. Appreciate it. King 95. SV Cam, D Weezy's in the house. Our girl Tanja's in the house. Says, hey, Jose and Brodny, where does Roman call the game differently for Huntley short passes and Lamar long extended plays when the O-line is cheeks? Yeah, we'll talk about it in a second. One Session says Harbaugh says nobody has it better than the Ravens. Yep. Danity says fire everyone. All right, I'm gonna get to more of your comments here in a second. But look, yeah, like Tanja was saying, they were calling some long drawn out plays, which was getting Lamar killed. Even though the left tackle position, I mean, it went from Makari to Falele, and Falele gave up the first sack, right? And then the second sack, I think it looked like Josh Oliver is supposed to be blocking the dude, and he let him go, and of course Lamar didn't see it, and that's what caused the injury. So, once again, Lamar gets hurt standing in the pocket. And, from that point on, Huntley goes in there. He was completing a lot of passes. They weren't going anywhere. He was completing a lot of passes, though. And, the timely interceptions, right? Then they get another drive going later on in the game because, the whole game was a lot of punts and, just 3 and outs and just not really moving the ball. And when we finally moved the ball, let's do a trick play to Prochet, to Channel 3. It is Channel 3's time, guys. Channel 3, he's going to be the hero. Oh, no, he throws an interception where there are 6 defenders in the area covering.
Said, that's the way they drew it up. Like, he's trying to have more turnovers and catches like he has penalties.
Poor play calling. I mean, at this point, I'm just laughing because it's so comical, right? Like they don't know what to do with Lamar out the game, right? And finally, same thing they did with Lamar to say, hey, Tyler, could you possibly do something, I don't know, with your legs or something, right? And Tyler said, don't worry, I got you. And he mustered up. That was an impressive drive. That was an impressive drive. They started at the 9-yard line and they got it all the way into the end zone. That's what you need to do. So salute to Tyler Huntley, right? I'm not going to say anything bad about Tyler, okay? He is a good backup. Shout out to Keelan for $1 donation. Says that was the last time we'll see Lamar playing in a Ravens jersey. I believe he has a knee sprain, and that's 4 to 6 weeks of recovery time. This team will finish 1-5 again and use the injury excuse again. Lamar demanding a trade after they tag him. Let's see. Yep, it's over. Hey.
Wow.
That could be the case. You guys have a lot to say. Let's read some more here.
That was my first impression was, look, no matter what the injury is, if I'm Lamar, I'm not playing again this season.
Yeah, I wouldn't. He's already battling like 2 or 3 injuries coming into this game, right? Save yourself for the offseason. Jonathan Washington says he don't get credit from me. Lamar did the exact same thing last week, and Ravens fans harped on him missing a throw and second play of the game, not giving Huntley a pass that I wouldn't give Lamar. Now, I'll say this. The only difference between this week and last week is that the defense, I can't even say held them. They ran out of time. They had a little less time on the clock because I feel like if there's a little bit more time on the clock, they moved the ball pretty easily. They're almost in field goal range. Yeah. And shout out to who made a donation?
To Anonymous. He says with a $25 tip. Thank you again, my brothers. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, and that was kind of my impression with that at the end of the game. Also, the defense gave it up. They had 28 seconds. If it was 33 seconds, Russ runs for a few more yards, that field goal goes through, and Baltimore loses. It is embarrassing at the end of the games at this point. I mean, you're talking about an offense in Denver who can't move the ball against anybody. And, Huntley had the drive at the end of the game where they scored to win. He scored the touchdown, but I wasn't impressed at all by Tyler Huntley. Let's not forget, this is the same Broncos defense that Sam Darnold put up 23 on last week. Like, it's not impressive to get out of. Like, regardless of the circumstances, they're not a great defense. They're a terrible offense. He had, like just Alice said, he had 32 passes and under 200 yards. And with the interception, it was a very bad game.
I have one question. Mm-hmm. Did Russ say let's ride on that last drive?
Man,
that last play when they started with, I believe, 8 seconds left, and he was just chilling in the pocket. I was like, "Yo, what are you doing?"
had they won, you would have gotten that, and I would.
That's right.
I would have clipped that, and that would have been how I started the show. What's up, Sterling? Thanks for coming through, man. Sterling says it was like watching a game of Madden back in the day when your controller popped out of the PS2. Wow, great analogy.
Yeah, this was bad. This was just bad football. Look, man.
What's up, Kimberly?
What's up, Kimberly?
Look,
Tyler Huntley is what he is, man. He's a good, solid backup, man.
Is he though? That's what I meant to say though. Like, is he a good, solid backup?
I think he is for this offense, right? He fits. He can come in spots like this and maybe not lose you the game, right? He can make enough plays for an ugly football team like this to keep you in the game. I'm happy for him, right? And then at the end of the day, a win is a win is a win. But that is if Lamar is out for more than 2 weeks, we in trouble, right? And for those calling for Huntley, like, that's a shame on you, right? Like, because you must have fell and bumped your head because you was upset or something about this game and you tripped over the couch or something, because you really don't want that, right? We really don't want that. And I hope we realize that that's just not the case. Like, you can be happy for Huntley and want him to succeed, but he's not Lamar Jackson. And the sooner we realize that, the better. As far as the offense and the game, the play calling, look, y'all know Greg wasn't calling plays, right? He had the headset on, but he was actually calling recruits because he was starting. He was starting his other job, so that was what he was doing. He was calling recruits, and then he was sending in let me send this play in real quick. But he was on the phone with recruits, so he wasn't calling no game. He wasn't calling no NFL football game today. So something's got to change. It's looking like Ian Rappaport reported that the interest is mutual, so hopefully we hear something soon, and then they start putting somebody else in there to make or play to do some play calling. Because we need it, and it shows, and especially with that end around trick play pass from James Prochet. Like, I just couldn't believe that. That's, I mean, I don't know. And was that open in the vault, or was that, did he let Tyler call that play?
Well, that's the thing. Like, you'll talk about them opening up the vault, and like, oh, when they do call a somewhat creative play, why don't you do that more often? This was him doing that more often. It's just the same play over and over again. He doesn't have anything else. It's just Baltimore. The offense has a severe lack of talent, and they're poorly coached. So it's just a bad offense. That's why even with Lamar in there, it looks like a bad offense. So there's not going to be any quick fix for Baltimore's offense. I mean, you saw again today that you have no run game.
Zero.
Because Lamar was out, and your leading rusher was Tyler Huntley, 10 carries, 41 yards. The other two running backs combined for, I believe it was 41 yards as well, under 4 yards a carry. So you don't have a run game, and you don't have a pass game. And so I'm not sure what's left on offense.
It goes to show you how bad the run game actually is, because Tyler Huntley is a similar quarterback to Lamar Jackson. That's why he's there, right? So Lamar goes out, they can run the same offense without a hitch. but the run game looked even worse. It wasn't looking great before. It's just that Lamar just carried the team with him running, but it looked even worse without Lamar in the game. Like they couldn't do anything, right? You're running the same offense, and they're like, nah, actually, let's just pass it because we're not going to get anywhere doing this, right? So that speaks to your point. What's up, Coach? Coach Evans says the good bread got hurt. Yeah,
that's that pretzel bread, Coach.
Yeah,
that good bread.
Listen, and Coach's analogy here is our team is a bad sandwich, is a bologna sandwich with good bread. Okay,
good bread.
Okay,
man, super brother. I almost banned you. I saw that many emojis, but he said Cincinnati is going to be a problem.
Okay, Nightbot. Shout out to Shaheen. He says, as much as I hate G-Roll, he isn't the one who constructed this trash offense personnel. True. He's still calling the plays, though.
And with better offensive personnel, you know that he still runs a bad offense.
Yes, Dewan 100 says Kadri Ismail is disgusting. Listen, I don't like when he tries to throw these subtle shots. Kadri really thinks he's smarter than everybody, right? Like that. That's what annoys. I'm starting to see that about him. I used to like Kadri. I used to like him a lot. I thought he was pretty cool. But what I'm starting to see more and more is that he just thinks he's smarter than everybody. He tries to throw these little shots and thinks people don't pick up on it. And then when they call him out on it, I didn't say that. When did I say that? Right? Man, you know what you said, man. Own up to it. We know what it is. You know? Tom just says, Jose, what was that? We were moving the ball. They didn't need to do that. Yeah. On that play. Yes. No, exactly. We didn't need to call that. I think it was first down when we did that little trick play. And the Prochet, look, I didn't make any Prochet comments. I didn't go on Twitter. I didn't call him out, right? Because you put him in a bad situation. Because I'm almost certain you told him throw the ball. There's all that room for him to run. He could have ran, right? But you don't use him. You're like, hey, you're not really gonna be a wide receiver, but get in there and see if you can do something throwing the ball. He's gonna try to make a play, right? And you put him in a situation where it just wasn't needed. It was uncalled for, and you went to the wrong person there, right? He wants to make the biggest play possible, so of course he's gonna throw it up. He did a little double tap too, right? Threw it up there, picked off. Terrible play call. Why do you? I mean, just for somebody that doesn't get that many snaps to begin with, why would you put him in on that? You know you don't practice offense. So how many times did Pro State practice throwing the ball? How many times did they practice that play, during training camp or just during practice? How many times did they practice that?
No, man. No. Look, I get what you're saying, and it was a terrible call. It really was. But all I heard is Pro State needed opportunity, so he needed to make the best of it. He can't see them jerseys? He didn't see all the. How did he see the receiver? How did he see a receiver down there? Like, he knew that there were 4 or 5 defenders there. You don't throw that. But he said, I'm Prochet. I can't run. So what am I going to do?
Emphasis says Prochet is too elite to ever throw a pick. That had to be Photoshop.
What's going on, Hendo?
What's going on, Hendo?
And Xavier here was asking, what did he say about Kadri Ismail? He, as soon as Tyler Huntley came in and completed a couple of passes, he was like, look at him commanding the offense.
Yeah.
Like he does.
Yeah. I mean, a clear shot at Lamar, right? Like that. We're trying to say that he was trying to say that Lamar wasn't moving the ball as effectively. And when you get somebody in there that just runs the play, doesn't try to make any special plays, that's how the offense looks. And that is how the offense looked, right? 32 passes, under 200 yards, completions, no passing touchdowns, and 2 picks. Shout out to our guy Noah. He says, what up, LBHT crew? Just wanted to stop by and say that the guy who we took away over just scored a TD to put the Bengals up 14-3. Anyways, y'all be well. See you Wednesday. Who scored?
Thank you, Noah.
T. Higgins.
I did. He meant
Patrick Queen. He meant Patrick Queen. Yeah. And shout out to Anonymous for a $15 donation. Says, did the play calling change with Mr. Huntley? Yes, I think it did. They definitely threw the ball more, right?
And they played a much faster offense. They threw the ball. They called much quicker passes. So Huntley wasn't sitting in the pocket waiting for guys to try and get open downfield, which never really happens in Baltimore. And it was just a couple days ago that Greg Roman was talking about how they intentionally don't get the play call in until late in the clock so that they can, squeeze a few more seconds out for time of possession to keep the other offense off the field. But I guess that's not a concern when it's Russell Wilson, or maybe it's just not a concern when Tyler Huntley's in the game because you're not trying to keep him from getting a massive contract.
Yeah. D3 says, question, what is worse? A fullback screen or a wide receiver pass for an interception?
fullback screen all day.
Yeah, I'll take the fullback screen.
Shouldn't even be on the team.
Like, it was set up perfectly, right? But it still only went for like 4 yards.
Like the wide receiver screen or wide receiver passes are, that's a pretty common thing in the NFL. Mohamed Sanu made a whole career out of that. So I mean that's whatever. They just messed that up. Fullback screens, no.
What other ways? The Empire of Judah, thank you for joining the live stream. He says Prochet was a victim in that situation. I agree, but don't throw it. And shout out to Tracy H for the $5 donation. What's that say, B?
Thanks for the truthful content. Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I should mention, by the way, if you're wondering how these people are making Microphone Man give you guys the fist, right? The race fist. There are two ways to do that. That's how we do our super chat. The first is $ LBHTShow. Other way. There you go. That's it. That's the Cash App. There's Microphone Man again. I'm gonna read that in 1 second, Keelan. $ LBHTShow. That's the Cash App. Also, that pinned link that you see in the comment. Well, that's the Patreon.
Yeah, hit that too. Join that too.
Well, hit that too.
I want to give a shout out to our most recent patron, Eric L. Thank you so much for signing up. We really appreciate it.
Hey, thank you so much, Eric. Eric L. is a long-time supporter. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right, we really appreciate it. But yes, the pin link that you see in the comment, both of those, that in the Cash App, you could just make your donation, leave a comment, and you'll get a nice little animation right next to my face. Okay. And Keelan, speaking of, Keelan says Ravens offense averaged 25 points per game with Lamar. That same offense only scored 10 points today, a 15-point difference. With Lamar being out, watch this offense only score like 11 points a game without Lamar. This is 3-14 team without him, and it showed today. I think this is something that we all know, right? The only people that are saying no, we can win with Huntley, and we're better off with the Huntley because this is more football we want to play. That's just comes from a place of hate, because the crowd was booing through most of the game.
Yeah.
They were booing us. They weren't booing them. They were booing us. Okay, they're booing the lack of movement, the poor play calling, right? It was just awful all around, and nobody wants to pay to see that. Okay, and it's only going to work against an awful team like the Broncos. The Broncos are awful. They're another fan base that boos their team. You
hear that comes from the super emo fans, right? Who can, they don't want to realize reality of these situations, right? So they feel like Huntley they don't want to put the blame in the right places, like the coaching or play calling, anything like that, or the product, the talent on the field. They want to, the easy way out is to say, oh, try Huntley, but this is what makes this fan base different, right? Any fan base with the elite quarterback like we have, their quarterback goes down and we're nervous, right? We're more nervous than anything. We're afraid of what could be without that person. Like, you, knock on wood, because I don't like seeing anybody get hurt, but if, like, when Josh Allen went down, he hurt his elbow. You didn't hear that fan base saying, "Oh yeah, it's whoever their backup is, Tom, right? Give him a shot." You didn't hear that. Yeah, it wasn't about that. It was just like, all right, we got to get him back as soon as possible.
Right. And that's a guy who's taken his team to the conference championship, by the way. Sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
No. But you're 100% correct. So it's just weird that this fan base, when Lamar goes down, they automatically jump to, oh, this is, it's Huntley time. This is what we wanted or whatever. Give him a shot. And that's the one thing that ticks me off about this whole situation. I personally hope that Lamar doesn't leave, but if and when he does, that fan base, that side of the fan base is going to be highly, highly upset. And then that's what it's going to take, unfortunately, for them to realize and to appreciate what they have in an elite quarterback already. Like, we've been there without one, right? We've seen it and how it looks without one. So it's just disappointing in the fan base that you react like that when he goes down, right? Yeah. It's just, we don't appreciate having an elite quarterback, and that's just it's annoying. It's quite annoying.
All right, the truth says Lamar and Belichick gonna look great together next year. How y'all feel about Belichick right now? I'm curious. All right,
shout out to Marlon for the donation there. There was no actual message, but thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you, Marlon. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I'm wondering how y'all feel about Belichick, because, was it Tom Brady or was it Belichick, right? That was making things happen.
It was definitely both. I mean, they're still a good team, a better team than they have any right to be.
I just don't think they have a good quarterback, right?
Yeah, but they're winning games and they're right there for the playoffs. They're a fringe playoff team, like they're in it. Yeah. And they made the playoffs last year with that quarterback. So, I mean, Belichick is still doing his thing. It's just, Cam spelled backwards is Mac. So
120 people in here. Shout out to you guys, man. Thank you so much. Make sure you hit that like button. Also, I see some people. Shout out to Brian over on Facebook hitting that like. Hit that like button on Facebook too. We're streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. So go ahead and hit the like over there and do whatever you do over on Twitch. All right. And shout out to Anonymous for another $20 donation. Says, will this be the last game as a Raven for Mr. Jackson? Well, I mean, we're going to see what that medical report says, right? I don't think if he can play, he will sit out. I know we would sit out, right? Yeah. Lamar is just, he's too much of a competitor, I think, for that to happen. He wants to win. He wants to win with this team. Despite the disrespect that's gone on, he wants to bring the Ravens a Super Bowl, right? And if he can play, he's going to play. So it's just a matter of how bad the injury is. But if his mother or friends, anybody around him that's in his advisory circle, I'd be telling them at least sit a few weeks out, right? Don't go play dinged up. If you feel any kind of ailment or anything like that, like, nah, sit out for a while and let them just sit in their own stew, right? Let them play with the mess that they created. You wanted Tyler Huntley, you got Tyler Huntley, right? You wanted to win by playing hard-nosed defense and run game. Hey, you got the win today. Do it again next week. Do it again after that, right? Hey, Lamar got them enough wins. Okay? So go out there and win a few more games and secure this playoff spot, and then maybe you see Lamar, he comes back for the playoffs to help you guys win a Super Bowl, right? This is how you wanted the team. So go out there and show that you can be a complete team without Lamar. Because Lamar's not he's not stealing all your resources right now. The reason why you don't have anything on offense isn't because you had to pay Lamar. This is what you have with Lamar on a cheap deal. So this is a team that you wanted. It's a team that you asked for. So go out there and win. Yeah,
I don't think it's going to be the last game. I don't, like you said, if he's not out for the season, he'll come back and play. And I think he'll come back and play as soon as he's physically capable of doing so, because there's only 5 games left, and they're 8-4 and they're in first place right now, but that can turn really quickly. So I don't think that he wants a repeat of last year with the Ravens not winning any games without him. So I think he'll even try to come back early, and just play through whatever it is, even if he's not fully healthy. So I think we'll see him back this season. But yeah, I think he should sit out the rest of the year and then immediately demand a trade.
Yeah. Tabitha Jones says, LJ not looking good. We just won't win. Next man up. No, you're right. You're right. That's just not gonna get it done. It's not gonna cut it. Just Allo, what's going on? Just Allo says KC is not helping us out today so far. If the Ravens don't win the division, no playoffs. Well, beating the Jets helps us. Did the Jets win? I'm not sure if they won.
They lost.
Yeah.
They are right there too. They couldn't punch it into the end zone.
Yeah.
But beating the Jets helps us out. Who else are we competing with? Well, we lost to the Bills. So I mean, it's either the Bills or the Dolphins. We lost to both of them. That one of them is gonna get the wild card. I don't know. We have to keep playing. I know that. We're not even close to securing a playoff spot. So Jay Miller says that is not the formula to win a Super Bowl. I agree. Did I read yours? We read yours, Keelan. Let me double check. Let me see. Yeah. We read it.
Yeah, right now
averaging 25 points per game. We read that, Keelan. Yep.
Right now they are a game ahead of the Jets, a game ahead of the Chargers. Well, kind of like a game and a half, I guess. The Chargers are 6-5. They're playing right now. They are 2 games ahead of New England and 3 games ahead of Cleveland and Pittsburgh. So if Lamar doesn't play, those gaps close real quick.
Yeah. Shout out to Evil Lamar, says this needs to be EDC's last year. Dude is terrible. Oh, let's talk about EDC. This is wow. Okay, you got 132 people in here. Hit that like button. Okay, appreciate that. And if you're new, welcome. Hit that subscribe button. And I just want to mention while we're here, for the new people, we do a live show every Wednesday night at 7:15 p.m. Eastern time, the LBHTShow. All right, so make sure you hit the subscribe button and check us out. I'm a Ravens fan. Mike is a Ravens fan. B is a Panthers fan. So we talk a lot of Ravens and Panthers, but we just talk NFL and all things sports. Okay, if you're into MMA, we cover UFC on major UFC events. We talk some NBA as well. So yeah, subscribe. Danny says we may make the playoffs, but we'll be bounced out quickly.
Yeah, this team is one and done. And God forbid they win that division and they get stomped out in the bank. Because that is exactly what's going to happen.
We would have to everything would have to align for us. We would have to win a division and then end up playing like the Jets in that first round, right? And even the Jets right now look. Garrett
Wilson has had his awakening like Christian Watson has, so it's not the same. It's not the same Jets team that he played in Week 1.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Scientific Confusion. Thank you for joining the live stream. Says if we see a team that has a half decent QB, we are getting ran off the field.
You got to test that next week because I think half decent is right about where Kenny Pickett is right now.
Is that what we're playing next week? We're playing the Steelers next week?
Yes, sir.
Oh, this couldn't come at a worse time.
or a better time according to Suge.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Because this couldn't come at a worse time.
I believe this one is at Pittsburgh.
Oh my God.
I'm going ahead and counting that one as a loss already. So you're at Pittsburgh and then at Cleveland.
Brandon Basil says just tank for a wide receiver. Unfortunately, we could have 4 first-round picks, picking 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we would not draft the wide receiver. It would go cornerback, edge rusher, linebacker, and safety. Okay, that would be our picks.
You got to protect the depth.
Shout out to Money Making Mitch for the $5 donation. Thank you. Says Lamar out, elite talent. Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah. Lamar out, elite talent, 25 points per game. Rodgers without elite talent, 20 points per game. Ooh. Ravens fans gonna realize how elite Lamar is when he leaves. I think anytime he doesn't play a snap, they realize that, right? They go back into the shell once he's back in there, and then they just live in their little bubble. But I'm telling you, the fans are there at the bank today when he went out. I mean, they weren't booing for nothing. Okay, they weren't saying boo earns, right? For the Simpsons fans that get that reference, they weren't saying boo earns. They were saying boo. This is terrible. Okay. Josh Hoffman says, I'm going full Jim Moore about the playoffs. Playoffs? We talking about playoffs? I had no idea if Lamar is playing. Yeah. One session says, yeah, that's definitely warranted. Yep. What else we got here? Kimberly says it'd be nice Odell Jr. would be on the Ravens team. Yeah.
He scratched us off as soon as Lamar went into that blue tent. Oh, I was supposed to visit there? Nah, not going.
Scratched them off, man. It's shout out to Shug. Oh, right on time. Shug says, I don't want to beat the Ravens like this, but the disrespect that Lamar is getting on Twitter and from the Ravens fans, shaking my head. Look, this is a Steelers fan that is trying to sway Lamar over to Pittsburgh. Okay. and he's not the only Pittsburgh fan out there. You hear these Pittsburgh fans saying you're disrespecting Lamar because they see it, right? They see, hey, there's an opportunity there. And they want Lamar on their team. Okay.
They click on Xavier Smith.
Xavier Smith says the national media headline, are the Ravens better without Lamar?
Yep, we're going to see that all day tomorrow, all day.
And again, I'd just like to point out that they scored 10 points.
Right. That's the lead story. That's going to be the lead story.
Lamar scored 27 points last week, but lost. So he's not a winning quarterback.
10 points and no passing touchdowns. I want to point out there are no passing touchdowns. There's a rushing touchdown, and that's exactly the thing. By a quarterback, yes. And Kenny Pickett is here, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to the $1 donation.
Show,
they do, man. We had George Pickens on last week. Kenny Pickett says, "Did someone say half decent?" And who we got here? Anonymous. Shout out to Anonymous for a $15 donation. Will Mr. Andrews step up now? He had that one catch and everybody got all hyped up. Kadri Ishmael said, look at the precision passing. Look how he commands the offense, right? I thought there would be an awakening from Mark Andrews all of a sudden. Mark Andrews is looking very comfortable after getting his paycheck and having one hot season, and everybody's talking about him. And he said, I'm good now. I can relax.
4 catches for 53 yards. No, I don't think that Mark Andrews steps up. He's a guy. He's a good tight end. He's not an elite tight end, and I just don't think that there's any. I don't think that he has that other level in him. I think you saw the absolute best of Mark Andrews last season, and like most players, when you hit that peak, you don't hit it again. So I mean, he's out there, he's doing his thing, but he's not a guy who's going to step up and take over
unless you're Travis Kelce.
The load of the offense. No, but Travis Kelce, that's just his level, right? But even Travis Kelce had the 1,400-yard season, and he's not hitting that every year, No. I think that Mark's not a guy who's going to step up and put the offense on his back.
I mean, I think even he tries, but any competent defensive coordinator knows to take him out of the game because they're not scared of anybody else out there. Like if eventually it's going to get to a point, even with Kelce and even with Kittle and those guys, like they got other guys out there that the defense has to pay attention to. Mark is like you said, solid, good tight end, but defenses they know how to take him out of the game or take him away from Lamar, right? And until they get somebody else out there that they got to pay attention to and watch, we're not going to see him take over a game.
You all think that, but you know what though? That's kind of my point. Like he's not capable of it. Like if you have to have somebody else taking the attention off of you, you're not really taking over the game. You're taking advantage of what the defense is giving you at that point. Yeah. Kelce takes over the game with the defense focusing on him. That's why he's Travis Kelce. Y'all think that Sauce Gardner just falls asleep during the game next week? Because he gonna be out there taking away DeMarcus Robinson every play. I don't think it's it's gonna be very interesting for him.
No, Empire Judah says Lamar definitely need to check it down more. Why? You saw,
yeah.
Look, we saw it today, and I mean, yeah, we got the win, but that's because that's literally because the Broncos just ran out of time. They were about 4 or 5 yards away from being in field goal range and winning this game, and it would have looked just like last week. Lamar, like, putting up points isn't Lamar's problems. He gives the offense points. Checking it down does what? Well, I mean, check it down to who?
You want to check it down to a bunch of guys who can't get yards after the catch. They said he was doing that all day today. They had under 200 yards passing. They scored 10 points.
Yeah.
So.
Craig Upshur, thank you for joining the live stream. Craig says, speaking of Mark Andrews, that was not a first down. Home field advantage. Hey, I'll take it. I'll take any bad call that sways our way. I'll take all that. Super Brother says Detroit scored 40 points against the Jags. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And they held them to what? I don't know.
It was like 14 points? Last time I saw, I thought. But,
yeah. 14 or 16, something like that. But yeah, crushed them. We couldn't do that.
And the Lions don't have a good defense.
Nope.
They beat them 40-14.
So yeah, they put up more points and they gave up less points. We gave up what, 28? That's a joke. That's a joke. Hashtag defund the defense. If you're new here, hashtag defund the defense. If you ever see hashtag defund the defense out there on Twitter, this is where it originated from. Okay, we came up with that. Hashtag defund the defense. Stop putting all your resources into the defense. The defense is not going to save you. We lean on Lamar Jackson to win these games. Nobody else. Okay, that's why everybody's booing today when he goes out. And you got to rely on Tyler Huntley because they know, right? They know Tyler Huntley is. I mean, he got done today. Salute. I don't want to take that away from him. But they know, right? If Lamar's going to miss any extended period of time, we're not going anywhere. All right. Let's see. Yes. Hashtag defund the defense. John Hazeb Ali says it right there.
EDC.
Oh, defund EDC. Yes. Well, John Hazeb Ali really does not like EDC. Yeah. Josh says, I had no idea Andrews knew how to draw a PI like that. That was how the best of them sell it. Yeah. He was waving his hands all around before he got the contact. Yes.
He sold that hit to that unnecessary roughness call too.
Yeah. I'll take all that. I'll take all that.
Yeah, you got to sell it. I mean, yeah, it's a part of the game. You got to sell it. But, I don't want to be, Debbie Downer. But that PI call, that ball hit him in the hands too. So, yeah. I mean, to be on the safe side, catch the ball. Hopefully but look, that ball hit him on the hands. He should have caught that ball.
Yeah. Just Alice says Kadri is a low key Lamar hater. He's not low key. He's a hater. This is the same guy who said OBJ won't fit here because he will hurt the balance of the team. No, Kadri is a hater. Kadri is always the one that has something. He's always putting something out there to make you question Lamar. He's the first one to put out there, oh, I saw the contract offer to Lamar and it was life-changing. He was going to get generational wealth and all that stuff. He's the one that put that nonsense out there, right? Without giving you context to make people feel like, oh, hey, Lamar should just sign this deal. The Ravens are making him a fair deal, but he didn't give any other context to it. It's always Kadri Ishmael out there. And, look, he is level one of the gatekeepers. Who are the gatekeepers? Gatekeepers are the people out there in Ravens media and social media that are always trying to tell you, hey, don't believe your lying eyes. Everything is fine. Okay. Anytime you criticize the team, they show up like this. Like these people right here, okay? Those are the gatekeepers, okay? And there are different levels to the gatekeepers. And level one is your people in media, right? Either your Ryan Minks that work directly for the team and are employed and they get the marching orders from the team, or people that work closely with them, right? Like Kadri, right? And they work lock and step with each other to put out this narrative because they were definitely doing it today when Tyler Huntley went in the game, right? Nothing about that stupid interception that he threw. I didn't see anything about that. I didn't see Kadri tweeting about that, right?
He says offense wins games, defense wins championships. How come the top two defenses didn't make it to the Super Bowl last year, Agent?
Defense wins championship is. Let me pull out the book of cliches here. Let's see. Let me dust this off. Defense wins championships. Yeah, that's an old cliche. That's not true. That's not true anymore. Points, putting up points wins championship. It helps to have a good defense for sure, but you're not going to get there just on defense. That's not happening anymore. We're trying to buck the system, and look how it's going for us. It's just not happening.
No.
Okay. If that's the case, I mean, the Broncos. Hey, the Broncos have a better defense than us. How come they're not winning?
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And why didn't the Ravens win in 2019 if it was just the defense that wins the championships? They had a top defense that year. It's weird.
Yeah. Marco G says the Ravens know they need to rely on Lamar more than defense, yet they don't invest money into offense. What kind of logic is that? They're playing a stupid game. And when you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. Mm-hmm. And their stupid prize is going to be John Harbaugh John Harbaugh is going to get fired. It doesn't matter what Steve Bisciotti says. If Lamar is gone in the offseason, I don't even know if they bring him back for next year, right? I'm not even sure if Bisciotti even wants to see that mess. If you're saying, hey, we're going to roll out there with Tyler Huntley or the equivalent of Tyler Huntley next season, he might just be like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and cut ties now because you ain't going to make it, right? I don't want to fire you during the season. So let's just go ahead and part ways now. But he will be gone. He might last one more season, but he'll be out, and so will EDC. So go ahead and play that game if you want to play that game. Let's read a few more comments here. 127 people still in here strong. Go ahead and hit that like button. And if you're new, hit that subscribe button. And if you're looking for the super chat, okay, we have two ways to do super chats over here. We do them a little special over here, right? First is right in the corner next to Mikey. $sign LBHTShow. That is the Cash App. Also, that pin link that you see in the comment will take you to our stream elements. Both ways, you leave your donation, leave your comment, you get a nice little animation right next to my face. Microphone man, right there. Right there. He'll raise the fist for you. Okay. Appreciate the donations. All right, a few more comments. What you got?
I want to shout out to Nitro, who just signed up to the Patreon. Thank you very much.
Appreciate you, Nitro. The Wonderkin Show. Make sure you subscribe to him as well. Okay, he does all. He was going. I saw you, Nitro. I saw you going at Kadri earlier, right? Had Kadri on the run. He made Kadri. What do you do? Limit the comments on Twitter. All of a sudden, Kadri didn't want that smoke. That's what I'm talking about. He probably already has this blocked. He said, "Where are you getting this? Where are you getting this stuff from?" He's like, "Lunch break hot take." Yeah, I don't like those guys. Josh Hopkins says Kadri was accusing me of misrepresenting him and being a dumbass in general because I repeated his words that Lamar didn't listen to wise counsel. Yeah, by turning down generational wealth. Yes, makes him a liar. This is my thing with Kadri. Kadri thinks we're stupid. He thinks fans are stupid. I've heard him talk. I've heard Engraven call him out on it, right? When they were in the space before, and he made some slick comment, and Engraven said, listen, fans aren't dumb. We're not dumb. We may not play the game, but we're not dumb, right? And he tried to walk you back a little bit. He absolutely believes that. He thinks he's smarter than you. Mm-hmm. Big Reg says, John Harbaugh is sabotaging Lamar because he never wanted to get rid of Flacco. Yes, he did. Listen, Harbaugh, he used up Flacco, and Flacco, he was almost fired, right? Because of Flacco. When he put Lamar in there, he loved Lamar, right? It's just that right now, Harbaugh will love to keep Lamar around, right? It's just that he's not gonna speak up for him either. He's not gonna step up and try to have his back. He's like, look, I just want to keep my job. I love Lamar. I love whoever else who's going to let me stay employed here. But I don't think he has resentment towards Lamar. Lamar's the only reason he still has a job here in Baltimore.
There's Brent Lauren has a question here. I want you guys to answer also. First, he says, so do we just look forward to changes for next year, or do we have a chance to make a run? Mike, what do you think?
It depends on if we park in the Ferrari or not. That's our best chance to make any type of run because he's just that type of special talent, man. He's gonna keep us in any game. But if he's not playing or if he's injured, chalk that up, buddy. The season is over. It's over if we got to go forward with Huntley. And again, I love Huntley. I like for him to get tape, get some reps on film so he keeps an NFL job. I think he deserves to be a quarterback in this league, just holding the clipboard.
Yeah, we have a very small chance of Lamar is healthy. And I mean, at this point, he's getting dinged up so much. How healthy is he going to be out there? Yes, Lamar, because Lamar's a special player. The odds are never at 0%. It's never at 0%. But I mean, it's not looking good, man. And yes, if he has to miss an extended period of time, it's a wrap. Because it's going to be like last year. We're going to need some things to happen. We're going to need everything to line up perfectly for us to get in. And if he misses too many games, I don't expect Tyler Huntley to win probably another game if Lamar has to sit out. Because who's left on our schedule? I don't think we play another team as bad as the Broncos.
No.
So sorry.
You don't have any chance of making a run, whether Lamar's healthy or not. Yes, Lamar is a special player, and typically, special players give you a chance in any game. But Josh Allen is also special. Pat Mahomes is also special. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, there are a lot of special players, particularly in the AFC. And Baltimore has not provided any support for Lamar on offense. So you're limiting how special he can even be in that role, right? Yeah. And then on top of that, like our man Agent E was talking about winning championships with defense. Well, your defense can't stop anybody in the fourth quarter, so that's out too. So no, there's no chance of Baltimore.
And they didn't stop the Broncos today either, right? They marched right down the field. They just ran out of time.
Yeah,
that was it. Ravens girl, shout out to you. Thanks for coming through. She says, I hope this doesn't turn into his bone bruise type of time off.
Yeah, they're saying right now, Harbaugh said days to weeks, but not season ending. So I would expect him to miss probably a couple games at this point until further notice. That's kind of where my head's at on that. I think he'll be out a couple weeks at least.
Yeah, and it couldn't have come at a worse time. I think 4 of our next 5 games are divisional opponents. So we know we need to win divisional games. So I mean, if he misses 2 weeks out of that, I mean, it's just you never know what can happen. I mean, right now, the Steelers, even though their record isn't showing it, I mean, they look like a team that can run with us. The Browns put up 27 points today, and there were no offensive points.
Mm-hmm.
The Falcons.
Those next 2 games are both on the road too.
Yeah, that's 2 games on the road. We got the Falcons at the bank, then followed by the Steelers, and then we end the season with the Bengals, which could quite be for the division. So
what you McCall is just asking that question: who will we have the next 2 or 3 games? We can kick our way into the game, but we have to score in a red zone. That ain't happening.
It's at Pittsburgh, at Cleveland, home for Atlanta, home for Pittsburgh, and then finishing the season at Cincinnati.
Yeah. So put your Chiefs jerseys on right now because we need
and look, we Chase is killing right now. Yes.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. It's amazing what a great talent at that position can do for a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And they just don't believe that here in Baltimore. Although I suspect if they move on from Lamar, that philosophy will change with whatever quarterback that they bring in. They'll realize that they need some help there. Right. And that speaks to what B's been saying this whole time, is that they don't believe in Lamar as a passer. And if that's the case, you have to get rid of them. You have to bring in people that do believe in him. Right. Because look, what if Lamar took the last offer that they gave him, which was less than Kyle Murray's offer? Still a big chunk of money that you're dedicating to the quarterback position, right? And a big chunk of money guaranteed. You're still tied to him for quite a while. You don't want to invest any weapons in him. Like why do you want to pay that kind of money to somebody that you don't believe in as a passer? You can't get it done just running the ball, despite what they say.
Yeah. Thank you, RTB.
Thank you,
Great
RTB.
show. And he says 1-4 if Lamar is out. I'm not sure who the one is because I mean you sleep on Atlanta. It sounds like
today. The one was today.
No. But you got 5 left. You got 5 left.
Got to be the Falcons.
0-5.
You know,
we don't beat the Falcons.
That's no Lamar. Guarantee.
Yeah. All right, couple more. Keelan says the Ravens played the worst offense in the league, and folks are celebrating the defense and the win overall. I always celebrate a win. You know, I'm not gonna celebrate too much, but I'm always glad we get the win. The good teams are going to kill this team. Yeah. The Broncos were able to move the ball on them. Yeah. That's not a good team there, but I'll take the win and just hope that Lamar can come back. So, all right, and we got another donation. Shout out to Anonymous for a $35 donation. Wow. Says, what will the Ravens do with Mr. Jackson in 23? So, listen, we are going to have quite a time here on this channel this offseason, both for the Ravens and Panthers, because both teams are at a crossroads with the quarterback position in particular. 140 people in here. Go ahead and hit that like button. Man, you guys are showing out today. Appreciate you.
Yes.
So we're going to discuss a lot of that this offseason. They are in there's only one good scenario for the Ravens. There's only one. And that is giving Lamar his money. That's the only scenario. You know, in what was it? Infinity War. In Avengers of Infinity War. And they're getting ready to fight Thanos, and Doctor Strange is doing his head's moving all these different directions, and he's looking for the one scenario and in which they beat Thanos. And they're like, how many? He's like, I looked through a million different realities, and he's like, well, how many of them did we beat him in? He said just one. That is where they're at with Lamar. There's only one scenario that they can actually win. And that's paying him.
The difference is they know exactly what it is, and they're like, no, not that. Find another one. get back in there, Cumberbatch. All right, come back with a better answer for me.
They said, well, I guess we're just dust.
It didn't seem so bad. Like, Parker was scared at first, but I'm sure he's fine.
No, so that's the only outcome that they actually win, because And it has to be quick. We're going to talk about more. Shout out to our assistant producer, Little Mikey. What's up? Yes, I see you. I see you. Hi. Thumbs up. All right. That's what I'm talking about. He said everything's clear. He said we're good here, guys. We're good. If they're going to have to franchise tag Lamar, right? And we got another subscriber. Shout out to the new subscriber. CJ, what's that?
C. James Rosser. Thank you.
Oh, C. James Rosser. Thank you. Appreciate it. I would not have gotten that. They're gonna have to franchise tag Lamar. And when they tag Lamar, he's they're at his mercy 1,000%. Whether they plan on signing him, then he's going to say, this is what I want. You have to give it to me. And I'm not signing that tender until I get the deal that I want. If you want to trade Lamar, okay, this is where you're going to send me. Otherwise, I'm not signing the franchise tag. And like me and B discussed last night, you're already going to be, up against it, because you're going to have teams that are going to want to wait until the draft comes around to see what they're working with before they try to make a trade and then a deal for Lamar. So, it's tough. And when you tag Lamar, that means you can't tag Roquan Smith. If you can't tag Roquan Smith, guess what Roquan Smith is going to do? He's going to hit free agency. And when he hits free agency, you're not bringing him back.
Kansas City going to find the money for him.
Roquan Smith, guys, I'm telling you, unless they're able to just work out a deal with Lamar without tagging him, Roquan Smith, I don't believe is going to get re-signed. They have to tag Lamar. They have to put their focus on that. They're not going to be able to work out a deal with Roquan Smith while Lamar is tagged. He's gone. I think he's gone. That was a half a year rental. So, but hey, we'll get a third round pick for him. Comp, right? We like comp picks here.
Terrible.
But yeah. So I mean, a lot of bad can happen if they hit that tag and they don't work out a deal quickly. Now they can. They've done it in the past, where they've tagged players and turned right around and got a deal done. I think they did that for Haloti Nada. I want to say one more person. It was
with
quick.
Justin Tucker too.
Yeah. No, did they? They may have. I'm not sure. A couple times that they've done it. It was quick and painless. They didn't waste any time. So that's the best case scenario. But we'll see. Bob P says, is Ojabo going to play? I don't know. He's been practicing a couple weeks, right? Yeah, I don't know.
They keep saying that he needs to just practice hard and make it impossible for them to not sit him down. And I'm over here and I'm like, you drafted him in the second round. You better play him. Like, this isn't, it's not. I don't like the attitude that the Ravens staff has in general about things like that. It's the same thing with the conditioning test. Oh, well, you have to pass it or you can't practice. Like, okay, well, what if he doesn't? What are you gonna have one of your top players just sit out because they didn't pass your dumbass conditioning test? Really?
Like, that conditioning test tanked my guy Ben Cleveland, right? I mean, he was a 3rd round pick. Guys, listen, at some point, you have to hold this team accountable, right? For the ones that are saying Anthony's going to be fine, or hey, they're young. At some point, you have to hold this team accountable. Ben Cleveland's a 3rd round pick. That's not some small pick, especially for a team that covets their picks. They don't like to give up, any late or later picks or 3rd day picks because they feel like this is how you build your team. But they get guys and they don't have any expectations, and then they phase out. So Ben Cleveland doesn't get to play, right? This is his 2nd year. What happens next year? Is he going to get on the field next year? Probably not. So that's a wasted 3rd round pick. Brandon Stevens looks like a wasted 3rd round pick, right? Ojabo looks like a wasted 2nd round pick so far. I mean, I know he hasn't played yet, but when's he going to play? Right? We needed that pick to be George Pickens. Right. And shout out to Hendo. Oh, okay. Shout out to Hendo for a $10 donation. It says we honestly might lose both. Yes.
Well, and this is where I was going with the conditioning test thing, right? Because most people they fall in line and do it, right? But when you start to lose players, you start to lose the team. Somebody is just going to stand at the team and be like, "No, I'm not doing it." And then what do you do at that point, right? It'll end up being a situation like you had in Washington when they paid Albert Hainsworth. Right. And, he came to camp or whatever. And he was talking with the coach, Mike Shanahan, and he was like, okay, we're going to give you your bonus money that we have to give you anyway. I don't know why he was trying to withhold that. But he's like, but you have to promise that you're going to show up to voluntary camps. And Albert was like, yeah, I'll show up. Yeah. And they gave him the check and he said, screw you, I'm not coming. and what could you do about it? You couldn't do anything about it. Agent E says, no, Jose, absolutely not. They don't need to tag Lamar. They need to pay him because putting a franchise tag on Lamar is not a smart thing. It's not a smart thing, but they absolutely have to tag Lamar Jackson.
The only way they can't, the only way they don't is if Steve Bisciotti intervenes and calls Lamar personally and says, all right, I know you said we're not going to talk, until the offseason, but I'm coming to you man to man, and I'm asking you, hey, look, I messed up, right? You just say the number and we'll cut that check. That's the only way that's going to happen. But Lamar is in control. He's 100% in control of this situation.
Yes, you cannot risk that period going by without him having a signed contract. That is not a thing that you can do.
Yeah.
Period. If he hits free agency, he's gone, and you get a 3rd round pick for him and nothing else. That you cannot have that be a possibility. So he has to be franchised.
He will sign for $350 million guaranteed somewhere. He will sign for that much. Somebody will pay him that much. And shout out to Anonymous, man. Appreciate you guys today. Yes. Man. It says, where is Mr. Isabella? Did he play today? I have not seen this man practice. I haven't seen a single picture of this man in a Ravens uniform. I don't know where he is.
I put out the missing persons flyer earlier this week, so pass that on, man. I'm concerned. I am really concerned that we have not seen this man.
And they're not saying anything. It's like he doesn't exist.
Yeah. I mean, Deshaun Jackson got here. We seen him practicing. Shamar Bridges signed the contract, and then 10 minutes later was on the field, and we saw him.
We saw him.
Andy Isabella been here two months. I don't even know. What if I want an Andy Isabella jersey? I don't even know where to look. I don't know what number he wears.
Well, no, you get a custom one, right? You just tell him your name is Isabella.
But what number?
We don't know what number he wears.
Yeah, whatever. It's not like he's gonna get on the field to prove you wrong.
Put double zeros.
Yeah. So the one session. Oh yeah. Is it possible to refuse? Yeah, you don't have to sign it.
So the way go ahead.
You won't be able to if you get tagged. You don't have to sign it, but you can't sign anywhere else. So what happens is they'll apply the tag. It's around 45 million is what they're saying right now. Thank you, Jay Rum. So that 45 million will hit the Ravens cap immediately when they apply the tag to Lamar, and then he can sign it whenever he wants. He needs to sign it by, I believe it is week. Well, it'll be week 7 now, I guess, because you have to show up for, I believe it's 10 games.
Okay, all right. So week 7
of the season in order for the season to count, and then he can be a free agent the following year. But he absolutely does not have to sign it. Le'Veon Bell didn't sign it, right? Mm-hmm. Like he didn't want to play for the Steelers, so they tagged him, and he was like, "No, I'm not coming," and he sat out the entire year.
Yeah, tagging a player does not put them under contract. That just holds that gives that team exclusive rights to sign that player. So he's still a free agent. He just can't sign anywhere other than the Ravens unless they work something out. But yes, it's at his leisure, which can screw up their whole offseason. If he just says, I'm not going to do a deal. I'm not answering the phone. I'm just chilling, and I will see y'all. I don't know, training camp, whenever I feel like it. Preseason, start of season, whenever. He could totally screw up their plans for the offseason. And if I were him, that's what I would do. I'll wait until well after the draft. I wait until the second round of free agency, and then say, okay, now we'll talk. Now I want you to give me my money because what else can you do? What's up, Raven C? Says, what's up, fellas? What an awesome game. Says, Mikey, you put on an Isabella jersey and walked into practice. The Ravens coaches would say, oh, there he is.
They'd be like, why is your number ? Never mind. Just get in there and practice.
Where you been, Isabella?
This whole thing, it reminds me of when the Panthers had their franchise left tackle, Jordan Gross, and the Hall of Fame defensive end Julius Peppers both hitting free agency at the same time, and Julius Peppers wanted out. And they screwed it up because they're Carolina. But that's what happened. They had to rush to get a deal done with Jordan Gross so that they could use the tag on Julius Peppers. The Ravens are kind of going towards that situation. Obviously, Roquan's not as important as either one of those guys were to Carolina, but you do not want to put yourself in a situation where a player who potentially wants out has an out in free agency because they will take it.
And to be honest, if they plan on keeping them both, you almost have to get a deal with Lamar done first, right? So you can tag Roquan.
Or pay Roquan right now and then, use the rest of the time to try and hammer out something with Lamar. Like you gotta get one done real quick.
My fear with Roquan is him wanting to test the market to see
he absolutely
just how much he can get, right? We already know what Lamar wants, so Roquan is going to be he might be the dark horse. I feel they need to get something done with Lamar and then use the tag on Roquan. Therefore, and then kind of let the market set itself from there. You got time to let the market set itself, but yeah, either way, they in a pickle, and plus, both players are self-represented, so
and I do.
We don't do well with those,
and I agree with you that ideally you would get it done with Lamar and then worry about Roquan later. But the reason that we're saying even to Agent E they have to franchise Lamar is they've already shown they're not willing to pay him what he wants.
Yeah. No, there's no question. They have to. That is the only slight bit of leverage that the Ravens have left, and that's really Lamar's leverage, but that at least allows them to have the exclusive rights, like Jose said, because they have zero leverage. So at least it buys them some time. They tag him if he signs it, if he doesn't, and then he decides if they want to trade him. It gives them time to make a move there. But it's no question they have to slap the tag on him if they can't get anything done.
Because my thing is, You're going back and forth with him all off season, and he told you what he wants, and you're leaking stuff out to the media and trying to make him look bad in negotiations. And then he put a deadline on you. You didn't meet the deadline. And now every week, it's a story every single week. And then at times you have the Ravens still out there trying to make him look bad, trying to be a little low key about it, but they're trying to make Lamar look bad. And I don't know that you come to the end of the season and he's willing to negotiate with you. I think he's going to force you to put that tag on him.
Yeah.
And sit there and just say, all right, well, let's see how you improve the team with $45 million in dead money just sitting on your cap right now.
Absolutely.
And then, and again, he could just turn around and say, trade me.
Well, look, it would serve him right? Because you put him in a situation and they can try to listen again. They can try to act like they know better than us, or they're trying to act like we're stupid, right? But you can say, oh, well, this is how we want the team built. We believe in our guys and all this stuff. That's nonsense. You don't believe in these wide receivers. You don't believe in this offense. You know exactly what's going on with this offense. You understand the struggles, right? You know that he needs more out there. You're refusing to do it. You're intentionally doing it. You're intentionally getting the worst players on offense and trying to get the best players on defense. So Lamar needs to give you a taste of your own medicine this offseason and say, hey, I have full intentions of signing with you guys. I'm not going to sign a tag yet, though. I'm not going to talk to you guys yet either, right? I want him to play. I want him to go all through the draft. I want him to go through all through free agency and just not talk to them. You have $45 million tied up in this guy that's going to eat at your cap. You can't even negotiate with teams on a trade because no team is going to trade for Lamar unless they can work out a long-term deal with Lamar. And Lamar says, I'm not talking to anybody until May, June. Then what are you going to do? Right? You're going to have to wait. I hope he does that to them. Marco G, thank you for the donation, says EDC, the type of GM that turns off salary cap in Madden and forces trades because he doesn't know how to manipulate the cap. Yeah. That's what Sashi Brown's supposed to be here for, right?
Yeah.
Sashi Brown's supposed to help out with that. So, but yeah, I hope he gives them a taste of their own medicine in doing that. But that's the problem that they have, right? Because even if we sign Roquan Smith first, what I think is going to take is for them to be out of character and pay him a huge contract that he just can't turn down, something north of like $23 million per year, right? Because that's about what these linebackers are going to go for in the offseason. The top ones. He's a top linebacker. So he's a top player at his position. Why would he not wait until free agency hits to see what he can get? There's no downside to doing that. Yeah. He's not going to hit the free agency and find out the market just isn't favorable to him. Not that player. No.
Yeah. Xavier Smith says if Lamar does what you're suggesting, Jose, the media will eat him alive all summer. They already did.
So what?
Every day.
That's what they did all summer this year. And Lamar hasn't. He doesn't step a toe out of line, and they eat him alive. So, and that's what the media says about him is not going to affect the contract that he gets.
They've been trying all year.
If you want any proof of that, just look over at the quarterback in Cleveland. Who got the biggest contract in NFL history by about what, $50 million?
Yeah. So and look, the people that hold down Lamar, the Lamar supporters, they're not hearing it. They're not having it. And there's enough people in the media that will push back on that narrative as well. That they've been trying. They've been trying since last offseason, and nobody wants to hear it. Kadri tried it today, and nobody's trying to hear it. That's why he had to mute his comments. Kadri, boy, I'm telling you. One session says, John Harbaugh, I'll tell you what, no one's got it better than the Ravens. That's the kind of wing you've got to get in December. Yeah, okay, man. I mean, whatever.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to hear about your wins in December. Try to win in the new year. That's what I want from John now. Win in the new year. Tell me about December wins.
Shout out to Nitro, our newest patron, says, after seeing Philly, they can't even say that wide receivers wouldn't work. Yeah. They'll say it. You know, they don't believe it. They'll say it though.
Yeah, they'll keep saying it. I mean, Philly's not the only team or the first team to stack up a wide receiver. Kansas City, had Tyreek Hill and then went out and signed what's his name, Sammy Watkins to go along with Travis Kelce. They won a Super Bowl off of that. Tampa Bay had Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown, and Gronk.
Brown and Gronk
won a Super Bowl off that. The Rams had Cooper Kupp, and they went and brought in Odell to go along with that. They won a Super Bowl off of that. People who think that defense is going to save them in 2022 just think that and want to believe it. There's absolutely no evidence to support that.
Right. Mr. Rose says the Ravens are trying to sabotage Lamar. Why else would they open up the playbook for Huntley after he got injured? It's just, look, it's bad coaching. It looks like sabotage. I'm not even going to argue against that point because it definitely looks like they're trying to sabotage him. But they know that Lamar goes out the game. There is no run game. They know fully well that he is the run game, right? That's why they don't really want him passing, because they want him running the ball. That's how they want to control the game, but they're not good at it, which is why Giro should have been fired. He's not a good coordinator, right? Which is why ultimately Harbaugh needs to be fired, because he's letting Giro, go out there and run that offense. But as soon as Lamar goes out the game, they know they don't have a run game. They know Tyler Huntley, even though he's a similar style quarterback, isn't Lamar Jackson, and it's not going to be as effective. So they're like, well, we just got to pass it. That's all that happened.
And Nitro says, no, what I mean is with a mobile quarterback. Well, I mean, listen, the mobile quarterback thing, it's not a mobile quarterback thing. It's a black quarterback thing, because Steve Young was a mobile quarterback who won a Super Bowl a long time ago. But nobody says, hey, a mobile quarterback did win a Super Bowl, right? Because Steve Young's white. So that's not a mobile quarterback thing. But again, Pat Mahomes is mobile as well. He won his Super Bowl too. So it's still a tired talking point. They're going to keep on with it.
Yeah.
Has there been no update on PQ? I haven't seen.
Oh, sorry, he got hurt too, didn't he?
Yeah. I think he's with the interns. The doctors are working on Lamar, so it's going to be a while. Probably.
Are you saying they sent them to patient first?
I shouldn't say. I don't mean to laugh. I hope Patrick is all right, but we'll see.
Yeah, hopefully PQ's good, man. Them bringing out the cart wasn't a good sign, but I just looked. Well, I glanced quickly. I haven't seen any update or anything.
All right, we're gonna read a couple more comments and we're gonna get out of here because we want you to watch some other games. All right, watch some other teams. Okay, watch other games, watch other teams, see how the rest of the NFL plays. If you're sitting here today and saying, "Yep, we got it done, baby. Yep, Tyler Huntley, we can move on from Lamar," man, you better go watch the rest of this NFL. You better go watch the Cincinnati Bengals, who are in our division. Bruce Thye for
Patrick Queen says X-rays were negative.
Oh, okay, good. Better get back out there.
My man was rolling around like he was Brian Robinson, so it didn't look good.
Yeah. Whatchamacallit says they think more of Lamar as a running back when they need to pass in crunch time. Huntley scored on a run. Yeah. No, he completed more passes, right? His completion percentage, it was a lot higher, and it was very ineffective. It looked a lot worse than Lamar throwing for 50%.
I'm not wrong for that. That's what he looked like. Xavier asking, you guys ever think about doing a watch party for other games? We've thought about that. We thought about doing that for patrons. That's something we're kind of still looking into, trying to figure out exactly how to get it done. There's a couple of different ways that you can do it, but that is something that we're looking into for Patreon. We're not big into those 3-hour streams, but yes, to B's point, there was something we were working on. We'll see, and if it works, maybe we can do it for fights too. Because yes, this is about the Ravens right now, but we do some UFC streams. If you want to stay up till 2:00 in the morning watching that, but sometimes we'll be there. By the way, did either of you watch Kevin Holland versus Stephen Thompson?
I did not.
That was an incredible fight. You need to watch it.
Really?
You absolutely have to watch.
You know what's crazy? I watched every fight up until that fight.
You know what's funny about that? I didn't watch any of the fights before it. I just turned it on, and Kevin Hall was walking out. I was like, all right, I'm glad I watched it. It was an amazing fight.
What time did that come on?
I'm not telling you who won. Just go watch it.
So you're gonna make me Google it?
No, I'm gonna make you go watch it. It's it's a 5-round fight. It was an incredible fight. You need to watch the whole thing.
I'm gonna watch it. Right.
Kansas City took the lead, guys. You must be wearing your KC jerseys.
Oh,
they took the lead.
Okay. Hey, Raven C, who won the fight?
Don't do it. Oh, and it was Pacheco. You left that out, Mike.
Isaiah Pacheco.
It was Pacheco.
I
just saw it.
All right, we getting out of here, man. Look, there's still over 100 people in here, man. You guys are really showing up. Look, if you like this content, man, you're gonna love the Wednesday show. Okay, Wednesday nights, 7:15 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure you subscribe, hit your notification bell for that. Also, right below Mikey, patreon.com/LBHTShow. We do an overtime show. Okay. So we're streaming like we are now, and then when we go off air, we have an extra show for our patrons. Okay, it's a lot of fun. So you want to be a part of that. We have 3 tiers. Okay, B, go over the tiers real quick before we get up out of here.
Yes, we have the $3 tier, which is kind of a general support tier, but also gets you into our NFL Pick'em tournament or league or whatever you want to call it, or contest. We give away a custom, goddamn, already with the smile, custom LBHT trophy at the end of the year that Mike has right there.
That's the trophy.
Don't let those pictures fool you. He did not win it twice. He won it one time and he broke it. So he is not eligible for future prizes.
My son that you guys seen earlier.
Mm-hmm. Don't blame my producer. Don't blame my producer. Thank you, Jahi, for subscribing.
It's low blaming people who can't defend.
That's all right. The next one is going to go.
This is the first winner right here. This is the first winner.
Yes.
The next one's going to go high up on the case, so don't worry. He can't get that one.
All right. Then we have the $10 tier, which gets you into our fantasy football league. We have a dynasty league where we give away a custom championship belt for the LCFL. And you got the picture there. Let me see if we can.
Yeah.
Get it here.
I can pull it up.
I got it. There we go. That's going to the winner of the league this year. And we also do a redraft league every season, just kind of for fun. If there's enough interest, we'll start up another dynasty league and, crown a champion there as well. And then also for the $10 tier, get the LBHT crew coin that I believe Jose has. Yes, he does.
Yes.
And then we also have our $20 tier, which is a combined tier for this show and our boxing podcast, Ring Kings podcast that we do with OTR Mike. You get everything that I just mentioned, as well as our custom poker set or poker deck featuring our top 25 fighters of all time. And of course, all of the tiers will get you into the overtime show that Jose mentioned, as well as access to our Discord. You definitely want to get into the Discord before Twitter goes belly up, so you can keep these Ravens conversations going. Yes,
indeed. Look, like I said, for as little as $3, okay, and that $3 tier is going away soon, right? I've been saying it for a while. I know you guys are saying, I know that you keep on saying it, but it's still $3. It's still $3 for now, giving you guys a chance before we kick it up to $5. But even at $5, you're getting quite a bit. And if you don't have $5 in your pocket and you're thinking of ordering some Grubhub tonight, man, save the $20 on that delivery fee and go pick up your food, and you will have enough. Okay, you have enough. The sign up is well worth it. You don't want to miss it. We have a lot of fun on the overtime show and in the Discord. All right, and look. You can't get into the Dynasty League this year. Next year, we're going to try to start up a second league. We're going to try to get 2 leagues going.
There might be some openings in the current league as well.
There might be. Listen, this is a cutthroat league. This is not for the faint of heart. Okay.
Mike coming for people's teams, man. It is wow. Mike seems like a nice guy on the streams, right? But he gets in the DMs. He's like, yo, they gotta go, B. They out.
I mean no harm, man. You gotta go.
You will have fun. It's competitive, but you will have fun. It's not toxic, but man, it is Hashtag no gentlemen's league. That is correct, Davon. All right. Couple more. We'll get out of here. Get you guys go back to watching some football. Yes, we got to put on our KC jerseys, like Mikey said. Yeah, Raven C says a trophy not broken by the winner. We moving up. Yeah. Roundtable gonna be lit. Yes. Also, yes. Make sure you sign up to Sip 2 Tally Films. Coach Evans was in here earlier. Sip 2 Tally Films. You can find all of us here on his channel every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern time for the Ravens Roundtable, along with Ravens Online on Gatekeepers and Chris Just Joking from the Deep Cover Podcast. Yes. You don't want to miss that. I don't know what we think. We thinking short stream tomorrow. Usually it's a long stream when we lose, short stream when we win.
We're thinking real short. And also, if y'all like Chris Just Joking and you like what he does, you like seeing him on the round table, man, hit him up on Twitter. Tell him he needs to come on this show too.
Yeah, right? Yeah. He's gonna come on the show. He's gonna come on. All right. He's got some stuff in store. Okay. We're gonna get that going. Don't worry. And we're gonna start. There's gonna be a lot of people on our show coming up here soon. We keep on saying it, but it's just we're bad at scheduling. I'm sorry.
It ain't gonna be a lot.
It's gonna be a lot. It ain't gonna be a lot. Okay. Promises were made, and we're gonna follow through on those promises. I mean, we're hitting year 3. We haven't done it yet, but we will. Okay. All right, we're out of here. No 2 hours. No 2 hours.
Try therapy. Y'all won.
It didn't feel like it though, did it? That didn't feel good.
Well, it rarely does in Baltimore, but you should be used to that by now.
Games should not be that stressful watching like that. It's we can never watch in comfort. It's always sitting on the edge of your seat for sure watching this team.
Yeah. All right, y'all. We're out of here. Thank you so much. Thank you to the new subscribers. Appreciate you. Thank you to all the donors. Thank you very much. Everybody that's new here, just watching for the first time, thanks for coming through and spending some of your time here. And make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit that like button one more time before we get out of here. Thank you, Big Reg. Thank you, Davon, Hendo, the usuals that are in here. Cousin Davon. Thank you to our mods. All right. Listen, ugly win, got the win. Now we just got to wait and see if Lamar is going to be able to save the season or just let it burn to the ground, and we'll have more news on that throughout the week. And we will definitely be talking about it tomorrow on the Ravens Roundtable and right back here on Wednesday night, 7:15 p.m. for the LBHT show. All right, B, are you ready?
I'm ready.
He is ready. We are out of here. Have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Watch some more games, and we'll see you next time. Peace.